All right, when we're rationalizing a denominator, what we want to do is we want to rewrite it so that there are no radicals in the denominator and no denominators in any radical. Looking at example 1, we're going to rationalize the denominator of this. We look at it and we have a radical in the denominator and we want to get rid of that radical. I'm thinking to myself, I see this square root of 2. I'm thinking, man, it would be nice if there were 2 2's inside that radical, because then I could take out a pair of 2's and get rid of the radical. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here, is I'm going to make it so that there are 2 2's in that radical. And I'm going to do that by multiplying the denominator by square root of 2. Now, in order to preserve the value of the fraction, whatever I do to the denominator, I need to also do to the numerator. So I'm going to multiply that by the square root of 2 as well. Simplifying here, the numerator becomes 7 times the square root of 2, and the denominator becomes square root of 2 times 2. And now, since I have 2 2's in that square root, I can take 1 out and get rid of the radical, and I'm left with 7 square root of 2 over 2. I now no longer have any radicals in the denominator, and I don't have a denominator inside of my radical. So I'm done with example 1. Part A. Part B. First thing I'm going to do here, I see some things inside of radicals that I can simplify. I know that the square root of 9 is going to be 3. So this is just going to be 2 times 3. I also know that the square root of 16 is 4, so I can bring a 4 out of that radical. And now I'm almost to the point where I don't have any radicals in the denominator or denominators in a radical, but I still have this square root of y. Man, would it be nice if I had another y inside that radical so that I could take a pair and bring 1 out and get rid of the radical sign. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to multiply the denominator by the square root of y. In order to preserve the value of the fraction, I also multiply the numerator by the square root of y. Simplifying this gives me 6 square root of y. And in the denominator, I've got 4 square roots of y squared. Now, I still have the square root of y in the numerator. The square root of y squared in the denominator is going to be a y. And now I focus on the numbers. I can take 2 out of both of those. And so this simplifies to 3 square root of y over 2y. I no longer have any radicals in the denominator and no denominators in a radical. All right, last one, third root of 2 over 25. So I can rewrite this as the third root of 2 over the third root of 25. Now we recognize that the third root of 25 is 5 times 5. Now since this is a third root, I need a group of 3. Now I have 2 5's currently in that third root, so I want another 5 in that third root. So I'm going to multiply the denominator by the third root of 5. In order to preserve the value, I multiply the numerator by the third root of 5 as well. And this turns this fraction into the third root of 2 times 5, or 10, over the third root of 5 times 5 times 5. And now I have a group of 3 5's inside that third root. And so I can take 1 out and get rid of the radical. And so this turns into the third root of 10 all over 5. I no longer have any radicals in the denominator, no denominators inside my radical, and so I am finished.